Hey everyone, welcome to In the Beyond and welcome back to another pick a card reading. Today I'm going to be channeling a message around your unique magic. So what is your magic? Which kind of witch are you? We have 4 piles to choose from today. With pile number 1, we have the Wind card with this Amazonite crystal. For pile number 2, we have the Tobacco card with this Jade crystal. For pile number 3, we have the Shaker card with this beautiful rainbow fluorite. And for pile number 4, we have the Wolf card with this ruby and zoisite crystal. So take all the time you need to see which crystal and which card is really calling out to you, and that's going to be the pile that has a message for you today. You'll find your timestamps in the description box below. And yeah, let's get into this reading. Let's see what's in the cards and let's go in the beyond. Hey pile 1, if you guys were drawn to the Amazonite crystal as well as the Wind card, this is going to be your reading. Let's see what your magical powers are, your magical abilities, your unique energy, and what witch are you? This is a beautiful energy coming through. As I'm just channeling through, I'm getting divine light and divine creativity. Let's pull the tarot to go deeper here and really see all of your abilities and which kind of witch you are. Pile 1. What are pile 1's abilities? Magical abilities. What is pile 1's magic? Okay. I'm being called to just take all the cards that immediately fell. We have the World card with Pachamama. We have the 6 of Earth with Pine. We have the Devil with Blackberry. We have Mint with the 4 of Cups. We have the 6 of Wands with Nasturtium. And we have the 2 of Cups with the Mallow plant. Okay, so I'm getting you are a light worker. Your unique abilities really fall in the realm of working with the light, working with the divine light, the divine creator and creativity. This pile is also really connected to the element of fire. You're really connected to, the element of fire and the energy of light, like the electromagnetic spectrum of visible light. If that makes any sense, like the rainbow representing like divinity and spiritual energy and being like a witch of the light, a light worker is really what I'm hearing for you guys. Pile 1. You have a lot of healing abilities with the Mallow plant coming out. You're really connected to the element of fire and creativity. You might have a lot of creative gifts as well. Your magical abilities might fall into the realm of creative abilities as well. I'm getting that through the 6 of Pentacles here with, the fire being represented, as well as we have these little pieces of paper with writing on them, and they are kind of folded up and kind of tied with the pine needles. So you might have a creative gift that is in alignment with your magical abilities and the kind of witch that you are. You might write spells. You might be an author, a writer. You might be a painter, a designer. You might have a deep connection to color. That might be why I was picking up the rainbow and the light spectrum. The rainbow and colors might deeply speak to you, and you might be able to deeply speak through color. So you might be a painter, a visual artist, a designer, You just have like this knack for probably putting together beautiful designs and beautiful colors. I'm hearing poetry as well. You might be somebody who loves words and crafting with words and writing poems, writing spells, writing your intentions down on paper. You are very creative in that way. You're also very creative. I'm seeing you could be a kitchen witch. You might kind of resonate with that as well. Your creativity might be in the kitchen as well, putting together different ingredients, alchemizing them and changing them and transforming raw ingredients into beautiful dishes with a lot of color and a lot of flavor. You might try to incorporate the colors of the rainbow into your dishes, into your courses, into the meals that you prepare. I'm getting like deep healing energy as well. Like you might be a light worker. That's really what I'm picking up with the mint and the mallow. Deep energies of being a light worker and being somebody who can alchemize dark and heavy energies, and really it's important for you guys to have strong boundaries because of that. You might attract people or places or energies that have a lot of darkness or heaviness to them, because you are somebody who is like, you are a beacon of light, you are a beam of light. And just how moths are attracted to light, the energy of shadow, darkness, heaviness could be attracted to you because it wants to be transformed through you. So just know that it's important to have strong boundaries. Know that it is important to hold space for yourself and to surround yourself with protection if needed. But yeah, you guys are really creatives and light workers. I'm definitely feeling a lot of artists, especially with the Six of Wands here, the nasturtiums. Creative beauty is coming through and artistry is really coming through. So I wouldn't be surprised if we had a lot of artists here who really resonate with that energy of like loving color, loving all the shades and the hues of the electromagnetic spectrum, and loving mixing colors and putting the rainbow on your palette and just having a lot of joy and bliss when you are creating. And yeah, the rainbow here is really powerful for you guys. Pile one. Even if you're not an artist, I do still feel the rainbow being really powerful for you guys to connect with. The beams of light and just pure light energy is really important for you guys to connect with. You definitely are light workers, white witches, or light witches. I'm not sure which one means like somebody who's really working with that electromagnetic energy. Things you could be doing. You could even be doing like sound healing, sound vibrational healing, crystal work. You might be doing things like chakra energy work where like the rainbow is kind of important and represented. So there's different tuning forks that align with different chakras, and that is another way of, you know, connecting to that rainbow electromagnetic energy. Like even if you're like a sound healer and you're like, I don't use the rainbow in my work, it's just talking about using that electromagnetic energy and using the energy to connect to those different vibrations and those different like tuning forks and to chakras. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, some of you guys might be more of crystal witches. You might have a rainbow collection of crystals that you do healing sessions with, or you help other people connect to crystals to help them heal. There's just this beautiful energy of using the spectrum of visible light. I don't know exactly, you know, all the examples this could be, but there is just something about using that visible spectrum of light for healing. which is really, really beautiful here. I really resonate with color and art, like being an artist and being really drawn to the rainbow and all of the hues and everything in the spectrum of electromagnetic energy. So I hope that's making sense for you guys, pile 1. Let's pull some oracle cards for you. Let's get some more messages here around pile 1 and their magical abilities. Which are they? What are their unique magical abilities here for pile 1? Pile 1, unique healing and magical abilities for my pile 1, please. Okay, pile 1, we have Be Still. That is beautiful. This is giving me the energy that I was picking up when I was talking about, you know, moths being attracted to that light. You guys are definitely light workers. That's another confirmation here. Just as this figure is kind of in this ball of light, like in this like energy of the sun, and I feel like, you know, moths are really being attracted to it. You guys are a light worker for sure, for sure. You might have alchemized and transmuted a lot of darkness in your own life. Like maybe it was karma, maybe it was ancestral, intergenerational karma or trauma. Maybe it was just personal trauma. I think a lot of shadow and heaviness have been attracted to you guys because you have the tools and the power to transmute it and transform it. So at your heart, you guys are a light worker. We also have Ask for Guidance. Oh, this is beautiful. Yeah, so with this energy, again, this figure is haloed in the circle of light. That is so beautiful. You might resonate with kind of having to have had a period in your life where you were very independent or working through these harsher energies on your own. And because of that, you might be either afraid to ask for guidance in your current life, or you might be somebody who has a lot of guidance to give. So if you are afraid to ask for guidance, this is talking about how you are not alone, how many people will resonate with the things that you've struggled with, how other people can help you through your journey, and no matter where you are on your path as well, other people can help bring you advice and guidance, and you can seek solace and comfort in connection. For others of you, you might resonate with being kind of further along on your journey and having a lot of guidance to give. And this is talking about you have a lot of magic and intelligence to help other people and to help them on their path of walking through the darkness and transmuting heavy energy and things like that. You are definitely a guide, and you are this beam and beacon of light, like how we've been talking about. Let your waters flow. This is a beautiful card, really talking about allowing yourself to release anything that needs to be released at this time, whether it is old trauma, whether it is new emotional energy that wants to be released, whether it is your wisdom and knowledge that's ready to be released. Maybe, you know, you really are ready to step onto the path of being a teacher and a guide. You do have a lot of light again. This figure has the same halo of light. You guys are deep light workers. You have a lot of creative and joyful and passionate energy to share with others. I think your creations can bring a lot of peace and joy and happiness to other people, and not only to yourself. So this is really talking about letting your expression flow as well, letting yourself, you know, do the creative projects you want to do, letting yourself be that joyful beacon of creative expression and flow. Like we've been talking about, you might be ready to step into a leadership position or somebody who has a lot of teachings to share. You could be doing that in the form of your work as well, whether you're an author, a poet, a cook, a designer, a painter, a sculptor. You might be able to step into that more leadership position through your creative endeavors as well, meaning like you might be ready to teach a class, you might be ready to teach your process, you might be ready to help people transform their lives and their own self-image through your creative process, through the things that helped you move through any darker or heavier energies in your own life. So you guys, pile 1, you definitely are light workers. You have a lot of magical abilities like we talked about, especially creative ones. Really know that you are so magical. You have so much to offer and share with others. You could really be a strong, beautiful spiritual teacher. You could be a strong, inspiring, creative, whatever you feel the most drawn to. You have a deep capacity to help and teach others, and to really inspire others on their own journey of finding their own light and their own magic. So this was a beautiful reading, pile 1. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you did like this reading, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below letting me know how this has resonated with you. I always love reading the comments. I love doing these readings. And thank you guys just so much for allowing me to read for you, and I really hope to see you in one of my next readings. Hey pile 2, if you guys were drawn to the Jade Crystal as well as the tobacco card, this is going to be your reading. Let's see what your magical abilities are. What is your unique magic? Which are you? So right away, with the tobacco card coming out for you guys and you being drawn to it, I feel like you definitely could be, a garden witch, an herbalist, somebody who's really connected to plants. You might be connected to the energies of shamanism. You might be connected to more ancient forms of magic. I'm hearing divination as well. But let's pull some tarot and oracle cards to go deeper here. Pile 2, what magic does pile 2 have? What is pile 2's unique magic? Which is my pile 2? Which is pile 2? What is pile 2's unique magic? Pile 2's unique magic, please. Okay, we have the Justice card with cannabis. We have the Ace of Earth with metal. Ooh, we have the Daughter of Cups, or the Daughter of Water, chamomile. So this is the Page of Cups. Ooh, we have Motherwort here with the Queen of Swords. Ooh, we have Lavender with the Four of Swords. The Ace of Swords, Yarrow. And the Queen of Pentacles with the Creosote Bush. Okay, so yeah, super interesting. I'm really not surprised at all that we have so many green cards coming out. I was so drawn to the color green with your oracle card and the stone. I just had to put a green stone on your pile. So yeah, you guys are definitely nature witches, garden witches, herbalists. You might resonate with that in a different way, like more of a shamanistic way or more of a more ancient indigenous approach to that energy. You might resonate with like paganism, being really connected to the land. You might also be connected to the energy of like the hearth and the home, I'm hearing, because a lot of herbal medicine and magic is really connected to home remedies and just like that home energy. We also do have the energy of the chamomile, which is a very soothing energy. It's safe for children to use. It's a remedy that can help with ear aches in children and things like that, stomach aches with children. So you might kind of resonate with that really green, nurturing Mother Earth energy. And that could be interpreted in so many different ways, but it's really very ancient and really connected to just being a caretaker of the land, a caretaker of the people, and just being kind of that ancient magical person, somebody who in the ancient times was really connected to the land and knew the plants that could bring healing. That's like the energy that I'm really picking up for you guys, pile 2. I wouldn't be surprised if you were drawn to maybe more of the plants that have, how do I say this? I wouldn't be surprised if you were drawn to like plants and herbs like cannabis or other plants and herbs that have been almost maybe demonized in our society or made illegal in our society. So you might be, you know, drawn to the healing powers of things that are maybe more psychedelic or maybe not well understood, because I think you definitely view all plants as having spirits and all plants as, you know, having something to offer and having potent magical and healing abilities. That could just be for a few of you guys, but I wanted to mention it because the cannabis card with justice did come out, and this card really talks about, you know, how the Constitution of the United States was written on hemp paper, but then the hemp plant, the cannabis plant, was made illegal in the states. So this is just talking about the justice of that legislation kind of being overturned, and the justice of saying plants are for all people. All people should have access to plant medicine, because that is the first form of medicine that humans have really encountered, was the plant world. So you guys, pile 2, are definitely a plant witch, are definitely an herbologist, an herbalist. Even if you don't really like make herbal remedies in your day-to-day life, you definitely have a connection to the land, whether you are just a gardener or you are an environmental activist. Maybe you're not gardening every day, but maybe you're out there every day fighting for the ecological justice that is needed right now on planet Earth. Maybe your day-to-day life is working in your neighborhood or your community to bring about more habitat expansion for the wildlife where you live. Maybe you just have this deep connection to the earth, and it's really a very nurturing energy. So if you are in this reading and you're not resonating with that plant energy, you might be resonating with that hearth energy, the hearth witch, the hearth witch. Somebody who is very concerned with the well-being of their family, their young ones, the youth in your community. You might be somebody who wants to bring health and healing to the children in your home or the children in your community. You might be like a community activist who works with the youth. Maybe you run after-school programs, or you run different types of assistance, like maybe you organize like food drives and clothing drives for people in your need, in your area in need, especially children in need. So the energy you guys bring to the table, the magic you guys bring, is definitely very caring and nurturing, very connected to nurturing the land, nurturing children, tending the land, like tending herbs, tending a garden, tending to the ecological well-being of your surroundings. Yeah, you have a lot of earthly magic within you. You're very connected to the earth element. I wouldn't be surprised if you had a lot of earth energy in your chart. Definitely picking up a lot of that Taurus energy. You might have a good amount of Virgo or Capricorn placements as well. There is that like very earthly energy here, which is quite nourishing, is really how it's coming through. Being somebody who's definitely a provider and caretaker. And that can be interpreted in many different ways, like we were talking about nurturing a garden versus nurturing children versus nurturing environmental activism and things like legislation and things like that. So your nurturing energy could really just be so vastly different from the next person who's watching this reading. So try to take it as it applies to you and as it's resonating with you, because I feel like we have a lot of different types of people here, and we definitely have a lot of different energies coming through, which is like really beautiful how they all have this like cohesive unity to the earth and earth justice and caretaking especially. One thing I am picking up from a few of the other energies here is ancestral tending. You might be the person in your family who, creates the ancestor altar. You might be the person who kind of caretakes and remembers the ancestors in your lineage. You might be somebody who makes offerings to your passed on loved ones and to the ancestors. You might hold different times of the year very sacred in that process as well, whether you are remembering the birthdays of passed on loved ones or the dates of passing, whether you maybe you celebrate the pagan holiday of Samhain, the Celtic holiday, maybe you celebrate Dia de los Muertos. You just really are the ancestral caretaker as well, and that kind of is not in alignment with like the hearth witch energy, somebody who really tends to the home, tends to the fire, and really tends to the heart of the family and the heart of the ancestors too, with that hearth energy. So yeah, this energy is really beautiful, and it is coming through in so many beautiful different ways. I love that. Yeah, I think I've covered everything that wanted to come through. Obviously, with your connection to the earth and to these nurturing energies, you definitely have a lot of healing abilities. Part of your magic is your ability to care and nurture and bring forth healing in yourself and in others. With the Ace of Yarrow card, I'm really getting like you could be a healer of habitats, of ecological land. You might be somebody who really works hard to conserve land. Maybe you work with different organizations to build back habitats for the plants and animals around you. Maybe you've been restoring wetlands or restoring, maybe you work at a nature preserve, but that energy is coming really strongly through in this card, and I just want to mention it. You might be, just tending your own garden, tending the health of your family, tending the needs of your community, tending the ancestors, but you guys definitely have that magic to bring forth life and to care for it. Such beautiful energy, so connected to Earth. Okay, so let's pull some oracle cards for you guys. Oracle cards for my pile 2, please. Pile 2, what is their magic? Which are they for pile 2? Unique magical abilities for pile 2, please. Taste something sweet and speak your truth. Okay, so taste something sweet. This is beautiful. This is highlighting again and confirming your caretaking abilities, your motherly energy. No matter your gender, you really have that energy of like caretaking, being sweet, being nurturing. And we do have the plants being represented again, like having your garden and watching your garden grow and really caring for your garden. You guys are definitely really connected to the earth element and really connected to caretaking. Again, with speak your truth, this is really talking about the ecological or the activism side of you, the warrior energy coming through for you. So you might be like a warrior for children, you might be a warrior for the land, the plants, the animals. You just have like this really high vibrational energy of like a warrior and activist running through you. So yeah, this is going to resonate differently for everyone, just like, you know, this whole reading has been. But yeah, you guys, you have this magic. You have that warrior heart magic. You have that caretaking, that love, that like mother bear energy of like protecting, nurturing, and caring, and having fierce love and fierce compassion for the world, and really being really centered and aligned with Mother Earth. Any more oracle cards for my pile 3? Pile 2. Messages for pile 2. Oh my goodness. The cards have just been flying out today. I don't know why. Pile 2 messages. Any last messages? What pile 2's magic is? Which are they? So we have cave with retreat, and we have calling. Yeah, so you guys have a deep calling from the earth specifically. I think you guys will know exactly what this calling is, especially like throughout this reading. Really paying attention to the parts that resonated with you. And kind of integrating that to understand your calling more. And with the cave, I'm actually getting like a very similar message. I'm getting the labyrinth is representing you on your journey, you exploring your inner world and the things that you deeply care about. That is where, you know, you will find your calling. So if you really care about the children, or if you really care about the environment, or you really care about the plants, the animals, you guys have a deep calling when it comes to these things. Maybe your deep calling is with the ancestors, ancestral tending. Maybe it's just being an herbalist and bringing those herbal remedies back into homes of friends and family. Maybe your deep calling is being a gardener and working on organic farming, working on ways to live in harmony with the land. I feel like you have a mission and a calling that like you have this mission and calling to where you are offering the earth something through your mission and calling. So yeah, it's going to be different for everyone here listening. Pay attention to what's really resonating deeply with you, and I think you guys will know exactly where your calling is taking you. So yeah, you might just be like really into permaculture gardening, indigenous gardening, farming practices. You might be a warrior for the plants and the animals here. That's your offering. Or you might be more of a warrior for the children and the people in need. So really pay attention to what's close to your heart. Really pay attention to where the earth is calling you. You have a lot of healing abilities that the earth really needs right now, and you really need to bring forth to planet Earth. So thank you, Pile 2, so much for joining me and allowing me to read for you. If you did like this reading, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below letting me know if this has resonated for you. I'd love to know which parts. Especially, I love knowing that when, you know, the energies are so different. I love knowing what's resonating. Yeah, just thank you guys for joining me, and I really hope to see you in one of my next readings. Hey, Pile 3, if you guys were drawn to the Rainbow Fluorite Crystal as well as the Shaker card, this is going to be your reading. Let's see what your unique magic is, your magical abilities, and let's see which are you. So we have the beautiful Rattle card here. It also says Truth. With this card, I'm getting the energy of shamanism, shamanic journeying, drumming, rattling to take you to different realms, to different levels of consciousness and levels of knowing and understanding. So your magical abilities might be in alignment with shamanic traditions and practices. Your magical abilities might be in alignment with imagination, dreaming, and visioning. The Rainbow Fluorite also is giving me the energy of visions. So you might be, you might have the unique magical ability to see visions, see the future. And I'm really hearing imagination again. So yeah, let's pull tarot to go deeper. Let's really go deep here. What are your magical abilities, Pile 3? Which are you? Magical abilities for Pile 3. Which is my Pile 3? Which is my Pile 3? Ooh, you got the Elder card, which is really beautiful, and it's representing somebody crafting a magic wand here in the imagery. So Elder is a really strong herbal ally. It actually defends against the flu. That's scientifically studied and proven. It's a very potent plant with its healing abilities, but also its magical abilities. Elder is very magical, obviously with the magic wand here. Elder is really connected to the ancestors and to the spirit world, the other realm here. So just like we were talking about, you are really connected to that other world, that other realm. If that is something you connect to through shamanic drumming or shamanic journeying and rattling, that's one way to connect. You might connect in a different way using your third eye to just see visions. You might connect in dreaming. You might connect through imagination and daydreaming. There's so many different ways that we can connect to the energy of the spirit realm. And we can connect to like the energy of our third eye. So you guys are very connected to, like I said, your third eye, seeing visions, and journeying and imagining, like we were talking about. Again, with the magic wand, you just might be like a very strong witch or wizard, like in all the different realms and possibilities. So like I'm hearing sorcery, sorceress, sorcerer. Like you just might be somebody who's very magical, and you have a lot of magical abilities that would just kind of encompass almost everything in the realm of magic and witchcraft. We also have the chicory beautiful chicory flowers coming through with the Two of Swords. Oh, we have Mullen, the Ace of Fire, the Ace of Wands, Motherwort with the Queen of Swords. I love it. Yeah, I'm not surprised this card came out. I was almost gonna start talking about divination, but then I just felt like pulling the cards. Let's see, we also have the Fool. We have oregano with the, this is the Knight of Swords. And then we have the Four of Cups with mint. Okay, so like we've been talking throughout this whole reading, you guys are very clairvoyant. Some of your magical abilities are visioning. You might be somebody who is very closely linked to divination, meaning you have a very special talent for divining the future or through seeing things through sight. So you might have the ability to gaze at crystals, gaze into a bowl of water, and start seeing visions in your mind's eye. I actually kind of connect to this when I'm looking out like a car window when I'm the passenger, like looking at the glass and the reflections of the glass window. I often get a lot of visions that way when I'm the passenger in a car. That might be something like that you've experienced. You might experience seeing visions through reflections. So seeing like when you are by a body of water and you see reflections in that body of water, that might trigger your third eye and you might start to see a lot of visions in your mind's eye, or you might start daydreaming or imagining, and that's how your third eye is expressing itself and showing you things. So really pay attention to the things that you are daydreaming about, imagining. Pay attention to the visions in your third eye. That is really where a strong ability of yours lies. Okay, so with very interesting with the oregano card and a lot of the air cards coming out, the swords here. Another one of your magical abilities is your speech, your ability to speak things into existence, your ability to speak things into manifestation. You might speak your spells, your prayers out loud. You might have a beautiful voice, a beautiful singing voice. There's something really strong here with your throat chakra as well, your expression, your ability to speak directly to spirit and speak in a way that spirit really can hear you. So there might be something very unique and special about the way you speak, how you speak, your voice. There's just something very beautiful here. You might also have musical talents and abilities as well. We do have the shaker representing an instrument, a musical instrument, a percussion instrument. Just like the drum and the rattle are shamanic tools for journeying, they're also musical instruments, and they also can call down the spirits and they can call into the spirit realm. So you also have, in addition to your third eye and all of the magical abilities there, you also are somebody who has a very strong throat chakra, and I wouldn't be surprised if you also had musical abilities and talents. If you played an instrument beautifully, or you have a beautiful singing voice and you love to sing and you can really call the spirits through your singing. Yeah, I am getting with the Mullen card, creativity and that passion and that fiery energy. I'm hearing like music and divination. So maybe you have a really deep interest in divination or music. You feel like those things are your passion. You're also just being reminded that you have gifts in those areas too. So just follow your passions and interests, and that will probably lead you to opening and expanding to more of your unique gifts as well. If you get interested in a unique talent or ability, like a unique way to do divination, a unique instrument or something like that, you're just being called to follow your interests and follow your passion and whatever is really giving you that creative fire. You also have a really good you have a unique and powerful approach to discernment. You're probably very connected to your intuition, and you're very connected to your decision-making abilities as well with the chicory. I see you being very strong-minded. You have a strong will and determination. And yeah, you're just really drawn, I think you're really drawn to like something that's very either linked to your third eye or your throat chakra, like we were talking about. But there is this energy of expression and clairvoyant abilities and, you know, all the magical abilities of the third eye. You're definitely somebody who's like very prolific with your gifts. You definitely have a lot of gifts in different areas. And I see you kind of merging them all, like we were talking about with the Elder Wand. Like, you are somebody who is definitely a very powerful witch or wizard who has a lot of abilities in all the different categories of all ranges of different types of witch and wizards. And the Elder Wand, if you are familiar with Harry Potter at all, the wand that was Dumbledore's and I think it was one of the Deathly Hallows was the Elder Wand, and that wand like represented the most powerful wand. It represented whoever had it could not be defeated. So that is just like another confirmation here, like you are a very powerful witch or wizard who defies all the categories. Like you don't need to be placed in a category. You don't need to have your niche, because you are all encompassing. Very strong witch, very strong wizard. Maybe you resonate with shamanism. Maybe you resonate with divination or different abilities around your third eye and throat chakra. So yeah, let's pull some oracle cards for you guys, pile 3. This will be fun. Pile 3, any last messages for pile 3 and their unique abilities, their magical abilities, and which witch they are? Oh, taste something sweet. That's beautiful. Pile 3. That's so interesting. These 2 cards actually came out for another pile, and I'm just like blown away that they came out again for you guys, because they're kind of in alignment obviously with your reading, but it's just like really powerful. Like, what are the chances that 2 cards that came out for another pile in this reading come out for you? I just feel like that's representing like your really strong, powerful, potent abilities to kind of like defy like probability, statistics, like odds. Like I think you just can make so much magic, and you can make things that are really highly unlikely to happen. Like I definitely see you guys as being a really powerful sorcerer, sorceress, a really powerful magical person. I'm really seeing that by the wings in this being. This card is really talking about a few different things. Obviously it says speak your truth. This card, I'm getting this card is representing your shamanic abilities and your abilities to transform yourself into perhaps transform your consciousness into, you know, a being that flies and that can go and travel to different realms and bring back information and bring back visions and bring back potent information and magical abilities. You can transform your spirit, you can transform and really travel. So you also might have the ability to astral travel, astral project, lucid dream, shamanic journey, like we were talking about. This could also be saying you have a really strong imagination and you use your imagination to travel to different worlds and different realms of possibility and bring things back. You could be a strong dreamer as well. So yeah, you guys have a lot of magical abilities. Very, very many. With taste something sweet, I'm getting this card is representing like the abilities from your third eye and the abilities to connect to infinity. We do have that infinity symbol. We have the representation of the night sky with the universe here. I just think you have the abilities to like really connect deeply to source, to all things, to the universe, to all possibilities, and you can bring forth different outcomes and realities at your fingertips. How these figures are touching fingertips, I just think there's so much magic in your hands. There's so much magic. Like I'm seeing this as like a magical staff sitting on maybe like a magical carpet. You guys are really connected to a lot of different traditions of magic, a lot of different tools I feel like are really at your disposal. You might have like a magical wand, a staff, a rattle, because I think you just deeply are really connected to this energy of sorcery. We also have stand barefoot on the earth. This card is talking about perhaps you increasing your magic when you work with another witch or when you work with another person, whether you like to define that as like a shaman, a witch, a sorcerer, whatever the words you like to use are, your magic can definitely multiply when you work with others. You're really connected to source again. You're really connected to that divine energy and to all of the energy here on the universe, on earth and in the universe. With the card saying stand barefoot on the earth, that's talking about you summoning your power from the earth, from your feet, grounding into the earth and drawing up that earthly power, and also connecting, just as you're connected to the earth, also connecting to the cosmos as well through your crown chakra, getting a lot of that divine inspiration. I'm also getting a message about being really mindful of your posture and of your spine, keeping your spine very straight, keeping your crown chakra pointed at the universe, at the cosmos, and keeping your feet really firmly planted on the earth, being that divine lightning rod through your spine energy in your spinal column, your spinal fluid energy, keeping that really strong, keeping your spine flexible, because a lot of energy and divine inspiration comes through that area of our bodies. Yeah, this is also really connected to your third eye as well, talking about how your third eye receives a lot of insight, downloads, and the light energy as well from the cosmos. So yeah, pile 3, thank you all so much for joining me today. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe, leave me a comment down below letting me know how this has resonated for you. I always love to read the comments. I love doing these readings and I'm so grateful you have allowed me to read for you, so thank you so much, and I really hope to see you in one of my next readings. Hey pile 4, if you guys were drawn to the ruby and zoisite crystal as well as the wolf card, this is going to be your reading. Let's see what your unique magic is, your magical abilities, and which witch you are. Okay, so we have the wolf with protection coming through. I'm getting a really like I'm getting Very protective energy, an energy of a guardian. You might have a really strong spirit animal that is around you and protecting you. Yeah, I'm getting also a very heart-centered energy. So let's pull some tarot cards and let's go deeper here. What are the magical abilities of my pile 4? Which are they? Which is my pile 4? Ooh, interesting. Pile 4, what are the magical abilities for my pile 4? Pile 4. Magical abilities for pile 4. Which are my pile 4? I feel like you're not afraid of the dark. You're not afraid of, you know, maybe the underworld energy. You're not afraid of that energy at all. You have a fierce protector. You are very strong in protective energy. Yeah, definitely. Okay. The 8 of Swords came out with the Licorice, and this card really talks about boundaries and things beyond, you know, the safety of the gates. Yeah, you guys are not afraid to venture out into the wilderness. You're not afraid to venture out to where most people wouldn't go. Like, you're definitely not, I feel like you're not afraid of the dark. You're not afraid of the dark corners of the forest, so to speak. You perhaps are not afraid of the darker aspects of human nature or society. Or this could also just be talking about you're not afraid of the underworld, how most people fear death and fear the underworld energies. You guys, pile 4, are not afraid of those energies. You might work closely with ancestors, passed on loved ones. Yeah, I definitely get that you guys have like a lot of spirit connections and a lot of spiritual connections and guides looking out for you from the spirit world. You are probably a witch who works a lot with protective energy. So you might like wear a lot of protective crystals, or you might have your house like gridded in protective energies. You might have crystals in different rooms bringing through different protective energy and stuff. You might do rituals that require more protective energy. You might work with obsidian. You might work with some of the like perhaps more intense ritualistic magic. Okay, so we also have the Warrior of Fire, the Knight of the Knight of Wands with Cayenne. We have the 10 of Wands with Comfrey. We have the 6 of Earth with Pine. The Warrior of Earth. This is the Knight of Pentacles with Yucca. Oh, the Cannabis card has come out. We have Justice with Cannabis. We have the 7 of Wands with Cinnamon. Yeah, we have the Death card with Marigold. Oh my goodness. And we have the 9 of Air with Pomegranate. I am blown away at the synchronicities. Okay, so you guys are very connected to the underworld, as I was saying. That is coming through strongly with obviously the Death card and the pomegranates. So okay, so underworld magic for sure. I I'm not sure of the right words for like underworld witch, but you definitely use the alchemizing energies of the underworld and of the energies of death. You definitely can alchemize them to create new things. You might, you know, be interested in the esoteric teachings of alchemy and things like that, but you definitely could like work with more of like dark magic. I know that's like not the best terms for what you probably do, but I think that might just kind of be a blanket term that would encompass the kind of rituals that you do. You might work with the moon. You might work with the cycles and the energies of the moon and of the seasons. Definitely picking up like potential pagan energy. I'm getting a lot of rituals as well. I think you are very connected to ritual magic, ritualistic magic. I see some of you being very calculated with your rituals, being very calculated with your spells and crafting things for like your spells and your rituals, whether you're crafting your words into a very powerful, profound prayer or spell, whether you are crafting your spiritual oils, your salt baths, your herbal remedies. I see you like crafting a lot of things for use in ritual. You could be crafting things for your altar, you could be doing like a painting for your altar. You could be crafting protective amulets and things like that. I just see you guys really working and being very dedicated and hardworking when it comes to your rituals and your magical practices. I'm really picking up a really strong energy of underworld magic, like we were talking about, dark magic. Like you might do a lot of your spells and things at night. You might be very connected to, you know, the energy of the moon and the nighttime energy, the stars and things like that. You might be doing a lot of ancestral practices and ancestral herbalism, ancestral rituals. From whatever part of the world your lineage is from, you might just be very connected to the realm of the ancestors. You definitely are deeply connected to the energy of the underworld, and you're very connected to places that people might be afraid to go. Like how we were saying, a lot of people fear death and, you know, maybe fear cemeteries, fear that kind of stuff. You guys are not afraid of that. You're not afraid to bring offerings to the cemetery. You're not afraid to go out at night when it's dark and do rituals. You're not afraid of perhaps connecting to like the darker things that human nature and society has, like kind of represented by taboo plants and taboo rituals, or taboo perspectives is kind of what I'm hearing. So like we have a plant here that is more psychedelic and more kind of negatively looked at by certain people, and especially in certain historical times. Certain plants have been very demonized and, you know, have been only allowed to exist in the fringes, which I think you are not afraid to look at those fringe places. You are not afraid to do magic and connect with, yeah, like the magic that those places and spaces have to offer, and the people and the things in the taboo areas of life. You're not afraid to connect with them. And death is a big one, because death is said to be like one of the biggest taboos or things that people are afraid of, and maybe afraid to speak about, afraid to acknowledge. I definitely see a lot of you doing ancestral practices, ancestor work and reverence, crafting things for the ancestors, giving them offerings, really connecting with them and making sure they know they are loved and cared for. You're not afraid to venture into the wilds and to the fringes and the unknown. you guys, you might have a strong magical ability for divination. That's really being highlighted here with the birch energy, the birch plant. Birch was used by the druids actually for divining on. The birch bark was used to divine on. So you guys might have abilities to divine the future. You might ask spirits to help you to see the future. You might do lots of work at your altar to help you to divine. You might ask the ancestors and spirits for help and information. Again, the pomegranate plant is actually a representation of the underworld. That's why when these two cards came out, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm not surprised, because like you guys are just really resonating deeply with that underworld energy, and it's really like a place of love. I feel like you have a lot of love for these kind of taboo fringe spaces, places, people, especially like ancestors and passed on loved ones. You're not afraid of these types of things. But the pomegranate is actually it has so much connection to mythology and different stories and things like that, but the one that I always think about is the story of Persephone being taken to the underworld, being told that, you know, when she was in the underworld, if she ate anything, she would have to stay there, and she ends up eating a few pomegranate seeds, and you know, the story ends with her being allowed to live in the underworld for half the year and being allowed to live on Earth for half the year. So it's like a really ancient myth that goes back really deep into history. And it's really about the underworld, about winter, about fertility, springtime, but really about conquering the fear of death and conquering the fear of the underworld and conquering yeah, I'm just getting like, you guys are not afraid to conquer your fear. You're not afraid to venture into the unknown, into the realms of the other world, and especially the underworld. You're not afraid of these harsher, darker energies that exist here on Earth and exist in human nature. You're really not afraid to look into the darkness, to work through your trauma, to look at your shadow, to look at any traumas that have happened to you. You're not afraid to look there, because you know by looking there you will bring healing and bring peace and resolution to the past pains and the past traumas. I just feel like you guys are really like into maybe darker topics, like darker magical topics. Just see how this card has so much like of the night darkness here, and there's like this really big shadow. I just think you're very comfortable in extremes. You're very comfortable like in the light. You might, you know, do a lot of your stuff during the day. You might do a lot of your rituals in the daylight. You might, you know, resonate with both of these energies of working with the shadow and working with the light. I just think you guys are really powerful, and you definitely are exuding a lot of ancestral work. A lot of ancestral remedies are probably made through your hands. Maybe you make the recipes of your ancestors, or you work with the foods, with the plants that your ancestors tended. There's just this deep ancestral connection that you have, and perhaps, you know, you've been on this path for a while of really connecting to ancestors and your lineage and your traditions, or perhaps you're more new on the path. But either way, you're very powerful in your connection. You're very powerful. Even if you are just starting on your path, you hold a lot of power and potential in your hands specifically. You guys are very creative. I wouldn't be surprised if you do resonate with that kitchen witch or hearth witch energy. But yeah, there is this energy of like working with the unknown, working with the taboo, working with the dark, working with the energies that a lot of people are really afraid of. But you bring a lot of healing when you do this. You bring a lot of light to the unknown, to the darkness. As you do this, you bring a lot of peace to the darkness. You bring a lot of, I think you just exude this energy naturally, like you just being you just showing up in your own energy. You are exuding this beautiful energy, this positive energy. You're bringing light to the darkness. You're bringing light to shadow work. You're bringing light to the ancestors. You're bringing light to the darkness. Like, you are being represented by a candle glimmering in a night forest. You're kind of being represented by a lantern guiding down, shining down and guiding down a dark foresty path. That's just like what I'm seeing in my mind's eye at this time. Let's pull a few oracle cards for you guys. For any last messages for you. Any last messages for my pile 4 about their unique magical abilities, about which witch they are, and about their own unique magic. Pile 4. Pile 4's magic. Messages for pile 4. Yeah. Okay, this is awesome. Okay, this card that says have a cup of tea, like, this is representing you diving down to the depths of the underworld and finding like treasure, finding knowledge, bringing the light there, bringing healing and peace and comfort to people who are in the dark. These mermaids are representing like diving deep into the underworld, into the unknown, into the darkest, deepest, scariest places on earth, in the underworld. You guys bring so much light and so much magic to the darkness here on earth. So you might work with people who have been marginalized. You might work with maybe people who are, taboo in our society. Like, maybe you are a substance abuse counselor. Maybe you are an advocate for people who are houseless. Or perhaps you just do a lot of these magic ritualistic things and ancestor work. Maybe you bring offerings to graves. Maybe you feel like you are a protector for spirits of the underworld, things like that, or ancestors, things like that. But yeah, you really dive deep and you go to the darkest depths possible, you guys, pile 4. We also have create a sacred fire. Yeah, so this is you being represented as that candle, as that lantern. You guys, you are this figure as well. You are a light for the darkest depths. You bring your own unique energy is the magic. You bring a flicker of light and a flicker of hope to these dark spaces and places when you go to them, when you connect with people who are marginalized or on the fringes of society, when you connect to the taboo, to the darker places. You guys bring your light and your magic, you showing up and, going to where nobody else wants to go. That is your magic. Maybe you volunteer at hospitals, or maybe you work in hospice. Maybe you help people who are crossing over, who a lot of people are afraid to go near. Things like that. That's just an example coming through, but you really are a light and beacon of hope for these darker spaces and places in our realm, as well as the underworld. You bring a lot of love and light to the ancestors. Your reverence and energy that you share with them, they really appreciate it, because ancestor work it's coming back, but it hasn't been very popular recently. So perhaps your ancestors felt like they were almost forgotten, and then you come into this world and you come into this life with your passion for helping and connecting to taboo and bringing light to the underworld and bringing light back into your lineage and back into the ancestors. So you guys are really represented by the underworld and by the candle right now and by these images. So if you want to pause the video, maybe meditate on these images or just think about them, and think about how you are these energies. You can totally do that. I just think also you guys might have a lot of Scorpio energy in your chart, because this energy of Scorpio and the darkness is really coming strongly through. So like you might have a lot of Scorpio placements in your birth chart. Maybe you have yeah, just different energies in Scorpio. I'm just feeling a lot of different things. But yeah, I think you might have a lot of placements, whether they are, you know, planets or like those points like the MC, whether it is a 10th house Scorpio, whether it is could be like any really significant house placement or planet placements in Scorpio, even North Node in Scorpio or South Node Scorpio. A lot of that energy. You might also have a strong Pluto placement as well, like Pluto in your first house, or yeah, I'm getting like first or 10th house, but it could be anything. Obviously there's a lot of people here, so yeah, just if you're interested, maybe look into those placements, maybe meditate on those images. But yeah, this is really what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 4. Thank you all so much for joining me today. If you did like this reading, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below letting me know how this has resonated with you. I always love to read the comments. I love doing these readings, and I'm so grateful that you have allowed me to read for you. Thank you guys for joining me, and I hope to see you in one of my next readings.